How y'all doing? Appreciate you tuning in. I got something very interesting for you. Something that will probably be a life changer for you as it was for me. A little while back, a few years ago, I was sitting at home in the lounger. I was there by myself, and I drank a bottle of water. I'm in the den, and when I got through drinking the bottle of water, I wanted to make a basket with the empty bottle. The bottle was probably very similar to this, and so giving you just that little background, I'm gonna give you the title to this little talk: How an Empty Water Bottle Bought Me a Restaurant. I know that's a bold topic, a bold sentence, a bold name, but I want to get your attention so that you can take advantage of what happened with me, and it can be a life changer in a good way, in a dynamic way, the way it was for me. So here I am. I'm in the den. I've drank this bottle of water, and across the room, almost to the other wall, is a basket. And so I got the thought that I'm gonna take this bottle, this empty bottle, and I'm gonna throw it across the room, and I'm gonna make the basket. So I took the bottle, I threw it at the basket, but I didn't throw it hard enough. And so the bottle was going to the floor. And I had a strong thought, a strong impulse that this bottle had to continue its journey that I had intended for it and go all the way across the den and go in the trash, in the waste receptacle, in the waste, the basket, the trash basket. So as I'm thinking this very intensely, the bottle, without hitting the floor, without touching the floor, it continued on the journey that I intended for it to go all the way across the room and get in the waste receptacle, in the trash can. The bottle, without hitting the floor, without touching anything, picked itself up, or it elevated itself, and it went all the way to the basket, to the waste basket, and went in. So I'm sitting there, and I'm seeing this, and I am shocked. I'm astonished. And I wonder, am I losing my mind? I said, now if I tell people what I just witnessed, what I was part of, people are going to believe I lost my mind. I'm crazy. I say, so Almighty Creator, what are you trying to tell me? I know what just happened. I know what I just witnessed. What am I to leave with this? What is this? What is the message for me? After seeing something so surprising, so shocking, so almost impossible. I said, I'm 6'4". I said, does that mean that you want me to, at this age, that you want me to to play professional basketball or try to play professional basketball, try to join the NBA? I don't know. I don't know what the direction is. What am I to do? And so, one voice said, "Well, do it again." I said, "No, I don't want to do it again. If I did it again, I may have a heart attack. Let me just think about what just took place." Simultaneously to me throwing the ball in the trash, making it, but not trying to make it, but without it touching anything, it just continued this journey based on nothing but my, I wouldn't even say impulse, based on nothing other than my will, based on nothing but my will, my strong desire to see this empty water bottle go in the trash. Simultaneously, during this same period of time, one of my friends' wife said to me, she said, "You have such a good product in your food truck with this fish." She said, "Why don't you go and try to expand and not just do your food truck, selling your cooked fish and your slaw and your bean pies and honey baked beans and hush puppies and stuff." She said, "There's an empty restaurant around the corner." She said, "The name of it is Wings Hamburgers. And I've eaten there and they've got the best burger." And she said, "Can you imagine that you could have your fish truck and the restaurant too, the burgers too?" She said, I said, "I hadn't really ever thought about that." She said, "Well, why don't you think about it? Why don't you go around and talk to the lady?" She said, I buy burgers all the time, and her name was Juanita Buchanan. And I think that she will talk to you, and you may be able to do something in terms of owning that or buying it from her." So I said, "Well, since you're so emphatic on me doing that, let me go and take a look. Let me go and just inquire." I didn't have any money. All I had was the idea that I was going to follow through on from my friend, from his wife. I went to the restaurant and I met Juanita. But before I met her, I wanted this building. I started thinking about it. This really would be an asset. I can hire some more people. In fact, it ended up during that period of time, hired about 11 people. Not all there at one time, but that was what part of the motivation for me wanting to buy this building, this restaurant, and expand. And let me just say to you that the motivation for me and for many of you is love. If it's not, I'm sharing with you maybe something you haven't heard before, but I know about the power of love. And I would call myself a connoisseur of love. And the thing about love, the more you give it away, the more it comes back. And that's something that our world, our culture, many in our country have not understood. I know some millionaires personally. I know some other people personally that never do anything to help anybody else. Just cold, the selfish. And one of the things about Brother Arthur is every day of my life, I'm looking to make a contribution to some human being to make their life better. I don't care about the skin color. I don't care about the gender. I don't care about the educational background or lack of it. None of those things matter. And I'm talking to those of you who don't understand that, and I'm also talking to those of you who understand that, who live by that same principle, the power of love. And on my other couple of little YouTube talks, we talked briefly about the power of love. Love something more than yourself. You know, love something that you give it love, and you don't. It doesn't have to know who's the author of that love. You know, go by and put a money order or a check in somebody's mailbox that's not home, but you know that this little check, this little money order could make a significant difference in their lives. The power of love. So I'm motivated by the power of love as I'm going and looking at Wings Hamburgers to see if I can get that building and if I can hire somebody else. Now, what I'm going to share with you in our conclusion is very, very powerful. And it is the truth. It's not made up. It is the truth. So I went and I put my hand on this building and I prayed and I said, Almighty Creator, if it is your will, bless Brother Arthur to get this building, to get this hamburger building and be able to expand, not just with the food truck, but also expand by creating some jobs for people here at Wings Hamburgers. So I didn't have any money, any excess money, but I had strong willpower. In my mind, as I tell you this story, you'll put it together yourself. My wife and I went and had a meeting with Juanita and told her that we were interested in buying the building, and she said she was interested in buying the building or in selling the building to us. And so we went back and forth, negotiating, and and I told her, I didn't have any money, any excess money, but that my word meant something, and that if we could work out a deal, I would give her a down payment. She said to me that she knows about me, that she did some research, and her son is a police officer, and he helped to do some research about me and found out that I'm an honorable guy, that my word meant something. And she said, well, you don't really have to have no money. Now, I always heard that, it was possible to get real estate or possible to get something where you didn't actually have no money. I never dreamed that I would be the recipient of something that was valuable that I had no money to pay for at the time, just my word, just my character. At any rate, to make a long story short, I began to have a strong desire for that building. And we went and had several meetings with Juanita Buchanan. I'm giving you her name. You may have an opportunity to meet her one day. And thank you, Juanita, for believing in us and giving us an opportunity. So she said, well, the person who that I told you about that was interested in buying the building, he bought the building. He gave me a check. I have his check, and he bought the building. And I'm so sorry that we've been going, through these things with you and ups and downs, and I know you're disappointed. And I said, well, thank you for, for sharing that with us. So I went, told my wife, told my brother, told some friends that we still were going to be able to get that restaurant. We were still going to be able to get that building. And my will, my faith, my belief, my knowing was so strong that it began to affect others who said, look, don't worry yourself. There are other places, there are other restaurants, there are other buildings for sale or for lease. Don't put everything into this building. And I said to them, and maybe one day they could come on and verify or say, confirm what I'm saying, look around someplace else. I went in one day, my wife and I, was on a Saturday, after Juanita had told us about this person who had given her a check for the business, who bought the business. My wife and I went in one Saturday, and we saw this person in there cooking burgers. And we always speak, be friendly, and I kind of believed, I thought that he may be the person that was that had bought the building, but I didn't know for sure. But I did know it was more than believe. Listen to me. It was more than believe that I was going to get the building. I knew I was going to get the building. And there is a power, not just in Brother Arthur. There's a power that the Creator has put into every human being. I've come to know this, that we can will things into existence. Some people call it the law of attraction. I don't know if it's a law of attraction. I don't know what that term is. I didn't originate that term. But I have looked and I've studied, and I know there's one scripture that says, Sakararakum mafistamawati wa mafil ard. That everything that is in the creation, everything that is in the heavens and on the earth is created to help the human being, to help us in some way. But some things are obvious: the sun, the warmth of the sun, the plants, the animals, but everything. I have discovered that everything in creation is designed to help you and I. So we went and we told our friends that the restaurant had been sold, but we still were going to get it. And I saw some of my friends and family look at me as if I had lost my mind. But it ain't that I just believed. I knew that we were going to get it. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So Juanita called me one day, and she said, Arthur, I'm sorry to be taking you on this Ferris wheel, this up and down. She said, and I know you really wanted the building. I could see y'all, you're honorable people. She said, let me say to you that when you came in that Saturday and you saw the guy over there on the grill cooking burgers, he was the one who bought the business. And he said that was the hardest work that he's ever done in his life, and he did not want to continue cooking hamburgers. I said, hallelujah. My soul, my will knew that way back. I didn't know that the guy wasn't going to follow through, but I knew that I was going to be able to get that building. I knew that my wife and I were going to be able to get that building. There's a statement that says, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. I'm here to tell you, forget the if. You can. You can accomplish anything that you want to, any goal that you want to, anything that you want. If you want it strongly enough, if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it. Now I'm saying that because at this time right now that I'm talking to you, I'm getting ready to go back in the food business. This is a picture of the food truck that I had, Brother Arthur's Bilali and Fish. I'm getting ready to go back in the food business. Oh, and I brought this picture for one reason. I want you to see something. You see me standing there with a pair of shoes, and you see a trash can, and you see a speaker. Gospel, this is the truth. I had a young lady who came and got a fish sandwich from me and some fries. And she wanted to sit outside the food truck and eat and listen to the nice jazz. When she left, I'm looking, and I see these shoes, and I'm wondering where they come from. I hadn't noticed them before. But I found out after holding these shoes for a long time, I said, they belong to somebody. One day, whoever they belong to will come by and get them. I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to hold on to them. I found out that this young girl, I found out later that this young girl was the granddaughter of one of our dear friends who had sent her to Brother Arthur's Bilali and Fish food truck to eat some of our food. And so we caught up eventually, because of the grandmother, we caught up eventually with the granddaughter, and she said that the food was so good that it made her forget to put her shoes back on. And I'm telling you the gospel truth. That's the kind of product that we have because of the power of love. We're not going to throw no slop together. It's going to be the best. Now, having said that, I'm going to show you about this power that every human being has. I don't have that truck anymore. I want a food truck. And I'm willing this food truck. I'm willing this money, this $20,000 that's going to take to put this food truck together. I don't have the money, but I know, not believe. Listen to me. It's not that I believe I'm going to get this food truck. It's that I know I'm going to get it. And there are some of you out there who understand about the power of knowing. Not just the power of believing, but the power of knowing. And I'm going to do updates on YouTube so I can show you every step of the way how this thing is developing. Probably between now and next week, when we try to do these at least once a week, I will have the 20,000, or somebody may even donate a food truck that's already made up, that's ready to go. I don't know. But I do know that this power that the Creator has given to each of us, if we engage that to the best of our ability, we can do things that people say are impossible. There are no impossible things. And I'm encouraging you, if you want to be a receiver of blessings, give love away. Give kindness away. Give joy away. And when you give something, don't look to get a return. Just know that your gift was a blessing to somebody, and get in the habit of being an entrepreneur or a philanthropist. Yeah, I like that term. You want to be a philanthropist of love. So I'm Brother Arthur. Peace. I pray to God that you start practicing some of these principles that are in you and to make your life better. Once you come to understand the power that we have, you will stop blaming anybody for your condition that you're unhappy with, because you realize that you have the power within to change your condition. You know what? They got something called a jet stream in the air that pilots and scientists have found out that if you get in this stream of air, go with it, that you can make more time going with it than against it. Jacques Cousteau and others understood that you have that same kind of principles in the oceans of the sea. And the human being is discovering that he or she has these blessings, have this chemistry, has this power inside of each of us. And it's going to waste because many people don't believe that their lives can get better. Don't just believe your life can get better. Start believing that your life can get better, but know that your life can get better, and visualize in your mind what you want. Brother Arthur's going to have a brand new Lincoln, the big one. I like that big Lincoln. I'm going to have me a big Lincoln. That's what I want. And if you want a brand new Volkswagen, then wheel that Volkswagen and put yourself in the position to where you can get what you want. By the power of love, help somebody. Help somebody consistently every day, and don't be looking for a return. And go and have the courage to reach for what this world says is impossible. Ain't nothing impossible. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Brother Arthur. This is going to rotate. People will hear about it. And we can help to make this world better. Love. Thank you.